Hey everybody, happy Saturday to you and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore, and today's title is Just a Little Off the Top Please, and the topic is the necessity of editing. But before we get to the show, I need to run through a few URLs just like I do every single Saturday. And I know that I upload all of this information on the various media sites, but for those of you who may not have Facebook accounts or Twitter accounts or what have you, I just want to share this information with you. All right, so the first one is, of course, from my Spreaker account, and it is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. And of course, my Facebook account is https://www.facebook.com/Vivian E. Moore. If you want to check out my Pinterest account, that is https://www.pinterest.com Vivian Moore 48. My Twitter handle is God's Property 46. If you want to check me out on Instagram, that is https://Instagram.com/God's Property 51. And please do check out my website. It is https://vivianmoore.wixsite.com/author Vivian Moore. And if you want to go out and read the transcripts for today's show and all the other ones that came before this, that is on my blog site, which is vivianemore.blogsite.com. All right, so I just want to know one thing. Is it hot enough for you outside? It is so hot outside. This is the type of weather that you just don't want to go outside if you don't have to. And it's not so much the heat. It is the heat mixed with the humidity. And when you're in the South, if you've never experienced anything like it, oh, let me tell you, it's like being in a whole different world when you come down here and experience the summers that we have. The humidity is just awful, but the weather is beautiful. The sun is shining everywhere. It's a perfect day for being on the water or finding you a cool, shady spot with something cold in your hand to sip on while you're sitting outside. It's just a gorgeous day. And, despite the heat and the humidity that's just so oppressive, but it's still beautiful. It's a beautiful day. It has not rained today, and I'm thankful for that because it seems like every single day it has rained. And, not long periods, just passing showers, but still, you don't know what to plan for outside and things of that nature because of the weather. But we're not going to continue to talk about weather. We are going to talk about the necessity of editing. All right, so let's get to it. Much like sitting in a stylist chair at the salon or barber, we want to cautiously direct the hands that holds any tool capable of cutting. Well, sometimes more than just a little off the top is necessary. Take editing, for instance. We don't like that word because it means something terrible is about to happen. Calm down, as any masterful surgeon will tell you. Sometimes, in order to make a wound better, a little cutting is in order. The same principle applies when writing manuscripts. We don't like it, but the finished product is so worth it. I know exactly how you feel because I've experienced the pain of deleting entire paragraphs or some witty phrase at the hands of an editor. What I learned is that most, if not all, editors know exactly what they are doing. Word count is the number one reason editors dissect and cut away unnecessary material from manuscripts. Let's face it, Some can be overly long, filled with prattle, and lack substance that won't change the outcome of a fantastic ending. Simply by rewording a sentence, they've shortened it without diminishing what you were trying to evoke by overstating it. Editors see things from a different perspective, with a trained eye that can zero in on potential problems and improve the overall readability of your story. Editing is more than just eliminating excessive verbiage. It identifies punctuation, verb and subject disagreement, the confusion between homonyms and homographs. Case in point, homonyms are words that sound alike but have different meanings. Homophones are a type of homonym that also sound alike and have different meanings but have different spellings as well. Homographs are words that are spelled the same but have different meanings. Heteronyms are a type of homograph that are also spelled the same and have different meanings but sound different. Words that both sound the same and are spelled the same are both homonyms. They say the same sound, and homographs, same spelling. Example, lie, untruth, and lie, prone. Fair, country fair, fair, reasonable. So you get the idea, right, of why I put this in. Because I wanted you to see that that this is some of the things that you will run across when you are writing. So you want to make sure that you get the correct homonym or homograph, in this case, in the right place with the right meaning. Now you can see by the above definition how confusing it can all be when writing. I bet you never realized how much is involved when trying to exercise your creative genius, did you? I sure didn't, but I learned something. And I tell you, English class in school helped out tremendously because it taught you how to identify subject-verb agreement, adjectives and when to use pronouns and adverbs and things of that nature. So all of those things that you learned in school that you thought would never apply to the real world, guess what? It does, especially if you're a writer. And if you are thoroughly bumfuzzled, that's a word my mother used to use quite a bit. At this point, allow me to add a few more agonizing details, such as synonyms and antonyms. Antonyms are words that have opposite meanings. Synonyms are words that have the same or nearly the same meaning. This is exactly why editing is crucial when writing. When you are in the heat of writing dialogue, sometimes can be unaware of the usage until you read over the material later. Or in some cases, stay clueless until editing occurs. As an author, I find it useful to consult my best friend, the thesaurus, and I know it sounds like some prehistoric animal, but it is a useful writing tool. I am often focused on just writing the story. Even when I read over the text, what I've written, it seems just fine to me, but you see, I'm wearing my writer's hat, unable to fixate on anything else, which isn't a bad thing, but it is why I believe in editing. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned writer, believe me, it is very necessary. Don't let anyone tell you differently. I know sometimes we are tempted to cut corners to save money, but there are other ways of doing this without sacrificing a manuscript you've applied countless hours as well put your heart and soul into. If you are on a budget and can't afford professional editing, there are other writing tools that are equally effective. Grammarly is one of them. Not only does it help with all the things I've mentioned, but designed to enhance your writing by proofreading, listing conformity or the like thereof throughout the manuscript. Now, I use it quite often when writing. Now, here's a few that work the same way, but they all perform different tasks. AutoCrit is a self-editing software designed to replace a human intervention. Even with the capability of performing the same task, it still isn't detailed enough to catch every error. And Smart Edit, it is a first pass editing software for novel and short story writers. It will improve your writing by catching those mistakes early. Now, this is a note that the word improve, while useful, is still not designed to replace a human editor. And then Pro Writing Aid is an online writing editor, and it is a personal writing coach. Now, this is good, but it still won't replace the need for human intervention. Just along with all the other ones, you still have to have someone to proofread your material for you, because I've used probably all of these writing tools. And they're okay for sight words and things of that nature, making sure that like I said, you have conformity all the way through. If you've used, say, for instance, sofa, and then you said couch somewhere else, well, it'll point all of those out to you, and then basically you can either change it to one or the other. Now, I know you hear some banging going on while I'm trying to do this show. I have people outside painting my house right now, and they waited until this very moment to start placing ladders and things of that nature. Right when I did my show, they had all day to do it, but they chose this moment to do it. So I do apologize for all this noise that's going on. Now, overall, the suggestions made by editors or editing software is not designed to ridicule your prowess as a writer, but simply designed to improve your skills and conform your work of art into a masterpiece. All right, so I did it in 12 minutes today, right under 15, and I'm not going to hold you long because of the noise that's going on right outside of my office. But I just wanted to make sure that I shared this with you, because editing is very important. It's crucial when writing, and it is necessary. And it's something that you do not want to put any of your work out there until you have had it properly edited. That is a prerequisite for any writer. Okay, so we know tomorrow is Sunday, and that's worship day, and I always say this every Sunday, and I thank God for placing it on my heart every Saturday to remind you to take someone to worship with you on Sunday if they do not have a church home, whether it's a friend, family member, acquaintance, whoever it might be. Take somebody out so they can hear the word and share it with them. And tell someone that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. I love you. I hope you love me back. Until I see you again or hear you again next week, God bless you and goodbye.